Live countdown's always exciting, never gets old. And if you happen to be new here, what's happening? I'm Dale L. Roberts from Self Publishing with Dale. In cooperation with Restream, we're presenting you the Self Publish and Stream series. And today is week number 5. Now, don't fret, don't sweat. I've got your back. I have it all pretty much planned out here. I'll be able to get you caught up to speed, but I would recommend going back and watching the series because it does go a little bit more granular and get you a better idea. Now, back by popular demand, or not back, for the first time by popular demand, we are actually going to go into the Restream Studio dashboard. A few people had some questions about how it would work, and I'm going to have a little bit of fun sharing some of this with you folks. Now, we're talking about self-publishing and streaming. It's quite the unlikely duo, or is it? Let me go through a little bit of a recap here for you folks to kind of catch you up to speed, because today we're going to talk about stream and launching your own book. You're like, what? Wait, what? I'm going to stream and launch my book. Yes, you didn't hear me incorrectly. Let's go ahead, get you up to speed. Back on June the 11th, 2020, I did Writing a Book in 24 Hours Challenge, a Write With Me live thing, where pretty much people showed up and either A, participated along with me and wrote their own content, or B, they went ahead and were just quiet observers. They just kind of enjoyed the experience. Now, I outlined the content well in advance, and pretty much all I focused on was writing bursts of about 25 minutes work, 5 minutes off. And we did that for about 4 rounds at a time and then took a small break. It really helped kind of have that live accountability buddy. But you fast forward to September 7th of 2020, that same year, I published Amazon keywords for books, went on to sell about 65 copies on launch day, became a best-selling book, became a 5-time award-winning book, and it's also been published in ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook. Make sure you stick around to the very end, because I'm going to tell you what you should do when you officially publish your book, aka what we call a book launch inside this industry, and why multi-streaming is the best marketing tool you could otherwise use. And I see some of you guys watching this on live. We're going to go into a question and answer at the very end. And if you're watching this on the replay and you got any kind of questions, comments, or concerns, make sure that you post it inside the chat, and I'll make sure to do my best to get on over to you. Okay, so what can viewers expect here with this whole self-publish and stream series? With, part 5 done, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I missed a lot. That's okay. I'm filling you in and everything, but you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to this series, because not only today is going to be awesome, but next 2 weeks of the content is going to be next level stuff. So you're going to want to make sure that you go back, do a little bit of binge watching, catch up on the whole self-publish and stream series. You can actually get notified if you go over to dalelinks.com/stream. You'll see all the areas that it feeds out to, thanks to our partners in Restream. By the way, stick around to the very end, because I'm going to share with you how you can get Restream Pro for 7 days, 100% free. My favorite cost. Okay, so back to the recap. Got to kind of keep you guys hooked in here. What we did was we talked about over the last few streams about creating the content. We'd go live. We'd write the content, invite viewers to join and follow along with us. The next thing was we polished the content. We edited and proofread it on live broadcasts here via Restream, and we also invited the viewers to join and participate with us. Number 3, hype the content. We talked about this a little bit last week about how hype is involved, but all that to say that we just generate some buzz behind this release that you're putting out, because you're putting all this hard-earned time, money, and work into this. You might as well see about having people buy it, right? And then last but not least is going to be publishing the content. Now, you would think I would say just publish it and pray for the best, but that's not going to be good, especially for your return on investment. And even if you invested time in this, that means you're still out that time. You'll never be able to get that back. So you're going to want to make sure that you have the best book launch possible, meaning that when that publishes, it's going to take off instead of just flatline. And we don't want that to happen. So as we're getting ready to go ahead and publish this book, this is what we're going to do. We are going to have our official launch day. So the official launch day is going to be something that you've set. Maybe you've published it through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing or Ingram Spark, and you've set a specific day. Let's just say it is September the 1st. I hope that you're not launching it tomorrow if you're just starting now. But either way, you've got it set for September 1st. Chances are very likely, as soon as it's been approved through avenues like Kindle Direct Publishing, it takes anywhere from about 12 hours to 72 hours for them to process most ebooks and print books. So once that's done processing, it'll be available. Yes, there's pre-orders, but I feel like that just almost merits an entire different live stream to share with you guys. But for just simplicity's sake, I would say as soon as you hit that publish button, as soon as it's live, you're ready to rock and roll. Whether it's at midnight or not remains to be seen. What I would recommend is that if you do set a date, give yourself a little bit of a buffer. So let's say, for instance, you anticipated they would launch by midnight on September 1st. You may want to shoot for a live event that goes, say, 3 p.m. your time, or 5 p.m. or something a little bit later in the day. So that way you know the book is ready to go. Or you're going to do something my pal actually did, was he launched his book and the very next day was the official coming out party, the official book launch day, if you will. And that just leads me over to a good friend of mine, Ross Brand. Ross, man, I just love this guy. He's just honestly just a gem of a dude, and someone I got the pleasure of working with when he was putting together his broadcast to launch his book officially. And it was actually called 100 Live Streaming and Digital Media Predictions. And Ross really pulled no punches on this one. He brought in the best of the best to help contribute to the cause and get it to where there was a lot of collaborators in this specific book. So that made for a stellar launch party, because then all he had to do is reach out to those collaborators, have them go ahead and advertise the event, and then made this event a success. And I think he actually streamed for upwards of about a few hours on this specific launch day. So he created the content, he built hype around it, and then he created a launch day event that really brought a lot of people in here. So the question kind of, goes, hey, why wider? Why are we trying to reach so many stinking platforms? Well, you're going to want to go live across all platforms because it will be wider reach, more awareness, more opportunities to get into someone's mental bandwidth and hopefully get them to come on over into your neck of the woods, whether join you in the official event or buying one of your books. So I'm going to just say, let's get it right out the way. You can get a 7-day free trial of Restream Pro. That's what I'm currently using right now. And I'm actually going to show you a practical application of it here towards the very end of the stream. So you're going to want to make sure you stick around so you actually see the demonstration. But again, 7 days free. Restream Pro, dalelinks.com/restream. Make sure that you get yourself access. I would say right now, if you can, that would be a good idea. So that way you can follow along with me. All right. So now we are going to set a day and time. We're going to set that day and time. Okay. I already kind of laid the groundwork as to how you're going to pick that day and time. I would recommend going a little of a day out. It really worked out real well for Ross, and especially when he was launching his book, there was a couple hiccups in the upload process, and it bought him some time. So that way, when he did go live, there was plenty of wiggle room. He wasn't stressing out, as far as I know, and he had a great event and was able to enjoy himself. You're going to want to make sure you invite viewers and then organize the buy. Now, when I say organize the buy, this is the reason why you're doing a live event. You're making it official. Some people might say, hey, let me know right when your book is out. Hold off. Just say, I'm going to announce it live on my event. Come on over and join me. Bring more people in there. Why do you want to organize the buy through the live show? Because it aids in relevancy and discoverability on numerous online platforms, and most importantly, through places like Amazon. So we get all these people in here. We got them loaded up and they're buying these books. And what it's going to do is it's going to start to push this book up to the top of the feed and start to recommend it out to more people. So that's why this live event can really make or break the success of your book launch. I highly recommend it in these days. So the next thing is going to be, you're going to have to create engagement. You bring all these people in here. Don't expect for them to stare at their shoes. In fact, tell them, hey, you're not going to spend time staring at your shoes. We're going to actually have a great freaking time. You're going to invite guests if you can, if it's applicable. So for something like when Ross went live, he invited all his guests. Maybe you have a guest expert. Maybe you have your editor or your book cover designer or anybody that helped you put together this book, but you can invite them to come along with you. Again, on something like Restream, super simple because there's just a simple link, and I'll show it to you here a little later, but you give them that link, they come on in, and you're able to bring them in and drop them out whenever you wish to into this live stream that you're doing. I'd recommend bringing guests because why? It's way easier than doing a one-man show like what I'm doing here. There's a lot less stress because you have somebody else who's enjoying the experience along with you. Not to mention, they're going to bring some other people along and, the show is going to grow bigger and bigger. All right, so work with other streamers. You're going to want to make sure you collaborate with them. And believe it or not, there's many ways that you can do this. Of course, they can probably share it with their following, or you invite them on a guest and then they definitely push it more to their following. But get this, there's a really sweet new feature with Restream Pro. There's something called pairs. Now, with pairs, you can actually get it to where, let's say another video creator has other avenues to which they want to share your content to their platform as well. Good news is they don't have to give you a login. All you do is you give them an invite link. They go ahead, they put that invite link over into their Restream, and then you guys can work together. And it's really freaking cool. I've yet to use this, and if anybody's ever eager to try it out with me, hit me up because I'm geeked up about Restream pairs. Do some giveaways. Create some type of buzz. You will be amazed. Sometimes just pop trivia questions are just something that really gets people buzzing. Now, when it comes to the giveaway, keep it simple. It could probably be a copy of your ebook. Maybe you want to send out a signed plate, which is essentially like a sticker insert for paperback books, and you just autograph that and send it out to them. It could even be your books or even a free consult. It's up to you. The giveaways could be something as simple as a sticker. And how you choose it could probably be how people participate live. I would recommend that you get it to where there's full participation in order to win those prizes, because otherwise people are just going to show up and just be like, yeah, I'm here, give me my stuff. And you don't want that to happen. And then I've shared this on the last time where I talked about using polls. There are a number of polls that you can be able to set up through things like Google Forms or even through Facebook Live events that you can put some polls out. Either way, it's a great way to keep the community engaged, because during this broadcast, it's absolutely paramount that you get the viewers buzzing. They need to be talking. We're talking like it's going to be tough for you to keep up with the feed. That way, you're getting it to where whatever platform they're on, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, the more engagement that they get on those platforms, that more it aids in relevancy for your video and serves it out to more people while you're live. Pretty friggin' cool, right? We're talking a lot about all this relevancy and such. But all right, we've done all that. The most important thing when you go live for your book launch event, calls to action. Tell people to buy your book. Make sure that you get a link set up in advance. You can always just put it in a pinned comment. You can put it inside your description that when you create the event, you're going to want to make sure that you have it all dialed in and ready to go. There's also something that's called universal book links. So if you're publishing through something like, say, Amazon, you can go to a website called Books to Read. That's right, the number 2, books2read.com. It's a free service. Set yourself up with an account there, and essentially you just drop in the link for your title. It'll find it all over online, and then it'll create a link that you can share with people. And when they click on one of those links, it'll take them to their specific region. Sorry, that was off the notes here today, but I thought it was super important. But buy the book. The next thing is have people share it on social media if they buy the book. And if they buy the book and they're watching live, have them share the live broadcast. Tell them, hey, if you know somebody else that would enjoy this event, please invite them right now. We're going to give away X amount of prizes if you do. So last but not least, super critical. Absolutely ask for this. Post a review, preferably an honest review. Obviously, you don't want anybody to just putting in 5-star reviews because they love the look of your pretty face. that's not going to be right. Say, when you're done reading the book, it would mean the world to me if you posted a review. And also, let me know when you do. Drop it on social media. Share it with people. Tag me. That is the 3 things you got to worry about. Buy the book, share it on social media, leave a review. Remember those 3 things if you forget everything else. Now, there's one thing that you won't forget. It's going to be the live broadcast through Restream Studio. I told you I'd show you some practical steps. So let's go ahead. We're going to crack open my live chat. By the way, I want to say what's up to everybody just real fast. I see Hannah Jacobson, Giovanni Antonelli, Easy Graphics. How you doing? Let's see here. Theanese93 on Twitch. It's great to see you. Tony Jacobson, Unbreakable Indeed. And let's see here. Mark Bailey from Ohio. How you doing, Mark? Great to see you, man. Narcisse Chiari. You're from Congo. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look behind the dashboard here. We're going to come on over here to the screen share. I got to find where I put, there it is. As you can kind of see, this is showing me currently right now during this live event. It's kind of a weird Inception type thing. What we're going to do is, I'm going to show you, first of all, you're going to set up an account through Restream. Super simple, dalelinks.com/Restream Pro, or you can just go to Restream and just get a free account. But I would recommend the Pro account because some of these features I'm going to show you is not available. So now that we got that out the way, let's go back over here to the screen share. I know this is kind of like crazy Inception. So left-hand side, you see it says events right here. So this little star type thing on the left-hand side, I'm hoping that it's showing up just fine. Yeah, it is. Good. So we've got that up here, and we've got these events. So I've done all these events already, and obviously I'm in the midst of doing this event. There is the pairs thing right here. That is so freaking cool. Invite others to stream your event on their channels. Pretty neat. All right, so we're going to create an event. We're going to schedule a live stream. Now, we're going to put a pin in schedule recorded video because I'm going to tell you where this plays a big part on your launch party. So schedule a live stream. And let's just go ahead. I'm going to put test. We're going to say test 1, 2. There we go. So we've got this description. Make sure that you fill it out. Now, keep in mind that not all avenues are going to be able to support something that is going to have, say, thousands of words in it. So you're going to want to make sure that you load up all the pertinent information at the very top of your description. Select the date that you want to do it on. So let's say tomorrow, September 1st at 2:30, and then you can upload an image. This is where you're going to put a thumbnail, preferably something that's 1280 by 720. So we're going to come on up over here to one of mine. Here we go. We're going to hit there. Awesome. I'm going to hit crop. Great. So now it's got it all set. We're going to hit next. All right, so here's all the avenues that I have attached inside my channel. When you set up your Restream account, that's going to be the first thing you're going to need to do is set up all the various different avenues between YouTube, Facebook, let's see here, what else we got? LinkedIn, Twitch, all of these. Now, here's the really nice thing. If we don't see a channel that we want, we just hit add channel. That's totally fine. Let's say that we don't want to go to another avenue. Let's say I'm going to skip Restream here, and we're going to skip their avenues. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit edit. You can edit each one of these specifically to what you want it to say. So if you need to shorten the text or put in a few extra things within the text, then great. And by the way, LinkedIn, you can enable auto captions. Pretty neat, right? So we're just going to hit save on that one. We're going to hit edit. We're going to go in, do the same thing. Let's say we want a different thumbnail. I'm going to pick one. Boom. All right, so there's a different thumbnail. There's a great way that you can just kind of go through and just play around with each of these avenues. And when you're ready, you're going to create event. Now, for the sake of me not creating some weird event and confusing everybody on every single platform, just know that when you get it set up, you're going to end up seeing this right here at the very top, and it'll say Enter Studio. At that point, you can be able to hit Enter Studio. But for the sake of this broadcast, I don't want to bring you guys into the live studio and have you dropped off because of some glitchy type stuff, because right now I'm running OBS and Restream to show you here at the very same time. So any event, well, I'm feeling bold. Hang on, let's just try it out. Enter Studio. And so, yeah, okay, good. This is great. It's already kind of gone live, so it's not going to show anything else. Of course, it's going glitchy. Go figure. It's shutting off my camera. Stay with me here on this for just a second. Ignore the potato quality of my camera at this moment. I'm going to go ahead and just shut this off for right now. And you can take a look at some of the features that we have in here. So when you go into your dashboard, you have all the avenues laid out for you. You can put in graphics. So like, for instance, you see the Self-Publish and Stream logo here at the very top. I can turn it on and off. I can do overlays, different things like this. And I can also add in different video clips. And if I want to, I can even upload my own. So I just hit this and it would show that. And then when you shut it off, it comes right back on over here. Okay, so hopefully I can turn my camera back on. Man. Okay, so let's try this again. Hang on a second, folks. When you're live, sometimes you just got to work with what you have. I knew it was going to glitch things out. Yeah, go figure. It fully glitched it out. But it is what it is. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch cameras. Here, this is kind of cool, guys. I'm actually going to go in properties. You're not going to see other than just a switch here. There we go. Okay. So maybe if I can switch it back, I'm hoping that it fixes that. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. Applause for me, please. Alrighty. So that was the practical steps to kind of getting things going here. Super simple. Again, go over to dalelinks.com/Restream Pro to get yourself 7 days free. Now, what happens after the live broadcast? That's going to be the big question. A lot of people say, okay, should I keep the video up? Should I leave it down? What's the deal? Keep the video up. Continue to market and promote this event replay, because there's going to be some people that weren't able to make it live and maybe they'd like to go back and enjoy some of that. Maybe that could probably be another reason for you to do some giveaways for replay viewers. The next thing is edit down if possible. If possible. There's some avenues that you can't. So YouTube, you can go over and edit. Over on Facebook, you can to a certain extent, but I think you have to delist it and then upload it. So either way, edit it if it's possible. It's not the end of the world if you can't. This gives viewers a reason to come back and just be part of this special event. And you can always come back to this maybe 5 years down the road and share some cringy things you might have done. Now, here's a little bonus. Remember how I told you to put a pin in the schedule a live video? I said, we're going to go ahead and do a pre-recorded video. Well, let's talk about what's called a book trailer. A book trailer essentially is a way to promote your book. It's a short, concise, 30-second to 60-second video that promotes it. Think like a movie trailer, but for books. Now, you're probably saying, wait, where do I get this at? Now, you can just simply Google up how to make free book trailers, and there's a ton of just great tutorials out there. Heck, I did a book trailer once with just merely PowerPoint, and it actually looked spectacular. But I would recommend places like BookBrush, and BookBrush actually has a great book trailer tool. You go to bookbrush.com. I'm sending you on over there. I'm not getting paid anything for that. You're going to probably enjoy them nonetheless. You can get a free account, but I think it's the upgraded account where you can be able to do the book trailers. They have an advanced version, and they also have a simplified version of the book trailers. Now, let's say you don't want to fool around with doing book trailers or making them yourself. Go over to Fiverr. dalelinks.com/Fiverr. That's spelled Fiverr, as you can kind of see here. And of course, my big head's right in the way. Go figure. But you'll go on over there to do book trailers. Simple to find it. So when we were in the dashboard, you're going to still go over to the schedule. You're going to schedule a recorded video, then create event option, and then you're going to upload the pre-recorded video that you did. Schedule it as a premiere if you can. So there's instances that you can do it over on YouTube, but in instances like this where we're using Restream, doing out through the different areas, we're just going to have to just rely on this premiere starting at a specific time. You're going to send all of the live viewers from the book launch event over to this book trailer. Why is that? It's going to create further buzz and generate interest that's going to hopefully land up, getting you some more book sales and making it worthwhile, and hopefully making your investment back if you ended up having to pay for a book trailer person. Make sure that you include the link to the book trailer premiere inside the description of your live event prior to that. And you're going to want to make sure you find all these events that are booked on the different platforms. That way you're aware of where to send people to. And then when you're live, again, just encourage more engagement. Okay, so when this pre-recorded book trailer comes up, you're in the live chat. You're still participating. You're doing giveaways, polls, all that type of stuff, and getting people on in there. This is a fun way to build relevance for your video and a fun way to hopefully get sales that build relevance for your book title. So, wow, that was a lot of information today. You're going to want to make sure you stay tuned for more, because this is merely the 5th part in a 7-part series. If you're strapped for time, okay, and you're like, dude, I'm not feeling all this extra work. You're telling me I got to write, I got to edit and proofread all this stuff. But guess what? I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can actually create the content. If you're strapped for time, but you're a live streamer or want to live stream content, you can leverage the live content to write the book. And we're going to show you how a live guest expert brings more than just a pretty face to your live stream. This is going to be every Tuesday for the next couple of weeks here at 2 p.m. Eastern Daytime from wherever you're watching. Again, folks, if you want to see about getting a free trial of Restream Pro, 7 days, go over to dalelinks.com/Restream Pro, grab yourself access. Now it's time for the live question and answer. My apologies that I wasn't catching up with the chat like I normally do, but boy, today was just chock full of just information I wanted to get set up. All right, I want to say hi to a few other people that kind of snuck in here. I see, let's see here. Eddie Amati, thank you so much, Eddie, for joining here. I saw a couple other names. Thomas A. Bradley, great to see you, buddy. Love the Twilight Zone effect. Yeah, I should have known better. Anytime I try to open any other software that wants my camera goes, it's just not very good. So I should have known better than to do that. But here we are. You know, you have to make lemonade from, lemonade. You have to make lemonade from lemons that you're handed to you. So easy for me to say, right? Questions, concerns, comments, please drop them inside the live chat. Oh, I got some applause. Thank you so much. Dale had a different look when the camera went wonky. Yeah. Purple adds flair. All good. Awesome. Good stuff. By the way, as I'm kind of broadcasting this through OBS, one of the things that you will notice that's different from the last 4 weeks of broadcasts. See, I was using Restream Studio on the previous broadcasts, and there's actually a highlight a comment feature. Unfortunately, I can't do this right now through OBS. I could, but it does require a little bit of extra work in advance. Okay, how long before the launch should we promote the live event? I would recommend that you get with your audience about this here, Tony. If you know that, for instance, they're online at a specific time all the time. So YouTube, you can typically see that inside your dashboard. It'll show you the days of the week and the times of the day that they're most likely to be on. That could probably be the idea. I would say give at least 30-day notice to everybody that's going to happen. And then 2 weeks ahead, then 1 week ahead, and then really hype it for the last few days before the event. Get it to where you're driving more people in there. You're going to want to make sure that all of your stuff is 100% ready in time for that live event, because that's going to be really embarrassing if you don't have that ready and you're sending people to a link that's dead, or you don't have them have a link to send them to. So yeah, get it done in advance. Again, kind of like what my buddy Ross did with his book. It's right behind here. He actually had the book launch the day before his live event. And I think actually it ended up going live for both the print book and the ebook right about the morning to afternoon time, the day ahead. And then the day of, I think he went live like 7 p.m. Eastern time. So it was able to kind of go through without any issue whatsoever. I'm going to put this back up here. By the way, great book, folks. Go take a look at it. I am a little bit biased, though, because I am inside the book. +1 for introverted people. Do you recommend live streaming for a small audience under 50 subscribers? In your instance, Easy Graphics, I would recommend that you multi-stream, because with a smaller audience, you're going to be less susceptible to actually having an audience. Because with only 50, let's say you have 50 subscribers or less, what's the likelihood of all of them being online at the very same time? Probably not very likely. Is it impossible? No. So this is where I believe that multi-streaming is going to serve you best. So that way you reach every single platform possible. And even if, let's say, you start streaming on your personal Facebook page, and you got a handful of people that follow you or whatever, maybe you have one person who comes in there, that one person can make a huge difference. So for instance, if I were just to stream directly over to my YouTube channel right now, I would only have 6 live viewers. Now, I'm sure I'll probably get plenty of replay viewers, but I know with that being a smaller channel of about 1,800 subscribers, I know that multi-streaming out makes the most sense, because then I'm able to reach more people. Okay, great. I'm loving the questions. Keep them coming. Do you have any tips for authors who are very introverted but are interested in live streaming? Ooh, man. Not too many people realize this, and Hannah, I think you know this firsthand. By the way, Hannah Jacobson from Book Award Pro, you're so awesome. What are you doing? It's got to be late over there in Amsterdam. But at any rate, I'm very much an introverted person with extroverted tendencies. I know that using video is a smart way to do business and to really get myself out in front of more people. So there's one end of things that you pretty much get okay with being uncomfortable. It goes and it kind of subsides a bit as soon as you go live, and as soon as everything's running smoothly, you'll find that that works fine. But let's just say you're absolutely terrified of being on camera. That's totally fine. There is a lot of big video creators out there that are what we call no face, where you only hear their voice. So will that create a big book launch event? I don't know, but I think having something is going to be better than nothing. So in the event that you find that you're intimidated by the camera, get a good mic, and you can literally just go ahead. I mean, you guys and gals got to see this when my camera started messing up. Boom. See, I'm talking just fine right now live. You can literally do the same thing if you wanted to over on Restream, and you just shut off your camera and just share the actual desktop, kind of like what we're doing right now. But that is one good example of how you can kind of go about doing that. Love the questions. Keep them coming, folks. I love this. Landon Hughes says, how do I start streaming with just a laptop monitor and an Xbox? Ooh, man. Okay, so what I would say is if you got the laptop and you got the monitor, make sure that you have that monitor tethered to your laptop in some capacity. You might need like an HDMI cord of some sort. It could even be a port cable of some sort. You're going to have to look at the monitor and see what's going to work for your laptop. So for instance, if I were to want to stream my MacBook Pro, yes, I've got a Restream sticker on my MacBook Pro as well. I told you I'm a Restream fan. What I actually have to use is a Thunderbolt that goes into an HDMI, and then it goes over into that monitor. The reason why you're going to be at an advantage, Landon, because having 2 monitors can get it to where you can have, let's say, your Restream over on your big monitor, and then on your main monitor of the laptop, you can be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. It could be playing games. Now, with the Xbox, I'm assuming you're a gamer, so if you're doing gaming, you're going to want to make sure that you're plugging in that to your laptop as well. That's going to probably require some type of HDMI. The reason that you don't want to do the games on laptop is because laptop is already stretched for resources as it is on live broadcasts. So by trying to do the games on the laptop, it's going to really slow it down. So go through the Xbox, you can be able to play the games. You can probably do your camera and your microphone through any kind of onboard mic and camera for your laptop, and you should be good to go. I would highly recommend that since you're using laptop, most laptops just can't handle the bandwidth to go ahead and stream, especially using as much as what you're using. Plug directly into your internet. That means go right into the modem. Do not rely on Wi-Fi. I'm just telling you this right now. You are going to cry, you're going to scream, and you're going to curse at me because I didn't tell you this. If you go with using Wi-Fi, you're going to see it's going to be choppy, it's going to be broken up, and it's not going to be all that great. So hopefully that helps you out there, Landon. I hear you on the self-conscious when others are around. That brings up a great question. Dale, any tips for not feeling awkward live streaming with others in the room? Oh man. You got to embrace the awkwardness. You got to be okay with having a little bit of mustard on your face. There's no easy way around it. Um, I'd say the very first thing is address the fact that you're not comfortable. Like, hey, I feel kind of awkward right now. Are you guys feeling any at all awkward? And a lot of people are like, no, this is all just you. So maybe just think about just diffusing the situation by just being real and authentic with people and tell them where you're coming from. And people are going to identify with that and they're going to want to come back. Mo just says, what? You're in Amsterdam? Wearing my Amsterdam shirt right now. Nice. Awesome tips. Thank you so much, Hannah. Okay, Rusty Knox over on Facebook says this. And by the way, if you're watching right now, where are you watching from? Are you watching it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn? Where are you watching from? Please let me know also from where you're watching, the portion of the world that you're watching. It'd be kind of awesome. Been many years since I was in Amsterdam as a tourist. Awesome. Okay, so Rusty says this over on Facebook. How would an event for a perma-free book differ from a paid book, or would you launch paid and then switch to free later? Ooh, this is good. This depends a lot upon your intended outcome. To me, if you're going to make it perma-free and you're going to do a book launch, I would say make the book launch after it's been made perma-free so everybody's able to get it for free. And then people are going to be pretty happy. The same instance, everything's going to work exactly the same, although I will tell you that it will take anywhere from 1 to 3 days for Amazon to do a price match. So go publish your ebook through KDP, then publish it through Apple, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play Books, or anywhere else. As soon as those are live, you take the link to the specific platform of it being free and go over to KDP, scroll down to the bottom of your dashboard and contact us. And you'll click that. And it's pretty intuitive from there. And you just put the request in, say, hey, this is for free at X, Y, and Z. Please go ahead and price match this. And they usually will come back with a boilerplate response of, we reserve the right to price match, yada, yada. It's been price matched. One of those type deals. I would recommend that before you do perma-free, if you've never done this before, is make sure you find a link to every single region, being .com, .co.uk, .ca, .co.au, all these different regions. So that way, when you send this over to them, they'll price match all regions. And then when you go live, it will be free in every single region available. So great question, by the way. Dwayne Parsons is watching from Charlotte, North Carolina on Facebook. I'm having network glitches to my Facebook Live. What do I need to do to get rid of my skipping during Facebook? Ooh, if it's skipping, that means there's probably some drop frames going on. So I would recommend for you, Dwayne, it's tough. I have to really know more about what you're putting into your live broadcasts. If you've got a lot of elements like what I have here, in fact, right now I've got 5 different elements, and one of those is an active element, as you can see, is the overlay here. But if you've got a lot of this stuff going on and your PC can't quite handle it, or your internet signal is not good, then chances are likely you're going to get a lot of drop frames. You're going to get a lot of buffering. You're going to get a lot of issues. So I just always recommend that you start to see a skip frame of some sort. The very first thing is, plug your tech, be it a PC, laptop of some sort, directly into your modem, right into your internet. So that way you have all of the internet that you need. The next thing is you're going to go over to speedtest.org or any speed tests you can get online for free. You're going to run a speed test. We're going to pay attention to not just the download, but most importantly, the upload, because we are sending packets of information to, say, Restream or the different platforms. And we are going to make sure that we get as much of that as possible. So that's why we're going to skip the whole Wi-Fi. We want to look at that upload. I'd recommend for a good stream like this that you're going to have a bit rate of at least, say, 2800 to as much as 4000 kbps. It's by the way, it's all Greek. Or in instances like Restream Studio, you don't even have to know that. All you have to do is just hit live. I'm telling you the 2800 to 4000 kbps for things like OBS. To save yourself the trouble, I would recommend go to use Restream Studio and go as basic as possible. Don't put a bunch of extra elements and plug directly into your internet. And then start adding more elements as time goes on. I think a lot of times, and I made the same mistake of, gosh, about a few years ago when I first started live streaming, that I wanted to put on a ticker. I wanted to have animation. I want to have a green screen background. There was a lot. And it was like, it was really chopped up and a lot of like just drop frames and such. So okay, so I'm looking over here. Amy Clark says, how do I start a YouTube channel? It's just simple. If you've got a Gmail account, go over and log into YouTube, top right-hand corner, hit the profile, and it says your channel. Go on over into there. It's easier than you know. By the way, Grab2312, thank you so much for the bits over on Twitch. I appreciate it. What kind of background do you recommend? Amy Clark asks over on YouTube. Ooh, get a background that's going to be, first of all, cost effective for you if you're on a strict budget. And the next thing is get something that encapsulates your personality. For me, I'm a very colorful, very energetic person, so I had to have a very colorful background. So let me just kind of just take you on a tour here, Amy, and maybe this will kind of grease your creative wheels, but you want to kind of think about what's going to get it to where people aren't just staring at you the whole time. They've got other things to look at. So you got a background like this. This is really busy, by the way, and it cost me hundreds to put together. I would recommend the very first thing is get yourself a good amount of light up front so that you're well lit. And then directly behind you, try to put some type of light that will get you to pop out from the background. It's how I'm able to kind of do that here on this broadcast. There's great LED lights you can find on Amazon. In fact, these, you get 2 of them for like 30 bucks. I think they're on sale, but like if they're not on sale, it's 38 bucks. So it's like 20 per. It's really awesome. I can actually control all of it with mobile device. So I've got my Nook tablet and I can just crack this open. And you could do this on any mobile device, by the way. And it also has, they come with their own, come on now, Dale. So you can see that I can actually control everything here. Pretty cool, right? So I would say just start out with some good lights and then start to expand out. Just make sure that it is going to be something that represents you, because I don't want you to just go and copycat things that are like what I do. Like, this is my thing. I like to have the pop art, like to have my, books in the background, some of my awards, things like that. But excellent question. Good question. Dwayne Parsons says, thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. I appreciate the question. I'm using it at my church for 3 cameras using a Rollins switcher. Ooh, that's why. That's a lot of horsepower, man. Dwayne, I would recommend that you get it plugged directly into your internet. You've got that many cameras, that's requiring a lot of resources. In fact, I've got 2 cameras right now with my particular setup, and it does eat up a lot of resources. So if you're going to use 3, I would say kick up your horsepower on your PC. Whatever you're streaming from, it needs more. It needs more. And then go, of course, take a look at your internet. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of times that when people are seeing drop frames, especially on Facebook, it's because they are just, there's not enough speed going in there. And I will tell you also, one big mistake people make when they go over to Facebook is they go above 720p. There's only specific creators that are allowed to do 1080p and higher. Actually, don't even go higher than that. 4K is not even possible. Go 720p, 30 frames per second. Again, things like that. Restream Studio, boom, plug and play. You're ready to rock and roll. And in fact, could you use the 3 different cameras? Kind of. It would be really tough to Restream Studio, but it would just be a case of just switching out the cameras. I think for the fact that you got the Rollins switcher, that will probably help out a lot for you, because it's that interface is happening before it goes to the signal. So, alrighty, folks. I'm not so tech savvy. I need help. Okay, Amy, let's see here. Super simple, Amy. I don't want to leave you hanging on this one. Starting up YouTube channel and such like this. Couple great resources. Go look up Nick Neman. Fantastic dude. I just even look up YouTube. How to start a YouTube channel. Super, super, super simple. You don't have to be tech savvy to start it. I promise you, you don't. In fact, a good friend of mine actually hit 100,000 subscribers over on YouTube, and he will tell you the first thing is Walter does not know much about tech whatsoever. He is not shy about saying that. And the funny thing is the videos that he's putting out, it's at 360p. So I promise you, Amy, you do not have to be tech savvy in order to actually start this thing. I don't even have a microphone, all that fancy stuff Dale has. No, don't go out and buy all the stuff that I have. I've been doing the live streaming for long enough that honestly, I can afford these type of things. I would just say start it out with what you have at your discretion. Most likely, if you've got a PC or you have a laptop of some sort, then it probably will come equipped with a camera or onboard microphone. That will be sufficient. Let's say you don't have either one of those things. Nothing beats mobile. Honestly, you can be able to still stream through mobile, and that automatically, most mobile devices that I know of, even flip phones, come with cameras and an onboard mic of some sort. So start with something that, Amy, that's not going to be overwhelming. Take the very first step. That's going to be the thing. I need to hire like a personal trainer. Reach out to me, Dale at selfpublishingwithdale.com, and maybe I can go ahead and send you a few resources and recommendations that way. Folks, it's been already over 45 minutes, and I promised Restream I would not go over time, and here we are going over time. If you could do me a huge favor, if you enjoyed today's broadcast from wherever you're watching from, hit that thumbs up, and of course, get yourself a 7-day free trial of Restream Pro when you visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/RestreamPro. Big thanks to the folks over at Restream. Remember, this next week, we are going to be diving in to some ways that you can actually create content without going broke or having your eyes bleed from writing all the time, things like that. In fact, we're going to do that over the next 2 weeks. So you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned. Visit dalelinks.com/stream to get notifications about when we do go live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Daytime. In the meantime, folks, it has been my pleasure interacting with each and every single one of you. And my biggest wish is that after we get done and get disconnected, I want you to consider self-publishing some books and live streaming your content. It'll make a world of a difference for you and your business, I promise. Take care now.